Good morning, Saudi Arabia. Oh, you know what? No, forget that. That's right. Good morning, Vietnam. God damn, still the wrong thing. Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 256 of the Dumb Marks podcast, Desert Mania. We are the best wrestlers.
We are the best
Your delay
wrestling
made it even better.
the best wrestling podcast in all the land. 3-man booth this week. Gentlemen, how's it going?
I got nothing on that.
We're doing good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
How you doing, birthday boy?
What is it? Another year gone by around the sun? With this diet and everything, I feel 10 years younger. So I'm actually 33 today. So.
Woo!
I'm at the point where it's like, let's wrap this shit up. Let's You feeling 33, I'm feeling 53. That's right.
Need that clean eating.
Yeah. It ain't gonna be clean today, if I tell you that.
Is that gonna be the theme of the show?
Yeah. So we're here today to discuss wrestling like we always do. Big news that came out yesterday, officially came out today, and that would be our intro topic we will get into. And of course, we got our Mount Rushmores and our mushes, and we have a little debate this to go along with everything. So, if everybody's weekend is good and all that stuff, let's jump right into this topic because it's very, very big. So,
it's something.
Yes, it is something. So, WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia is official. How and why? Your initial thoughts when they finally did make it official, and how does this change the whole landscape of WrestleMania?
It definitely changes the landscape of Mania for sure. The rumor, and I don't think we'll ever really know a lot of, of the why. Mm-hmm. I think we know the why, and we always joke it's all about the money, and there's the why. We might find out how much this actually brings in, after whenever they do like one of their business calls, the quarterly calls after Mania that year. The rumor is it's around $100 million that they're getting to bring WrestleMania to Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
Apparently the other events that like the crown jewels and things like that, they usually get like 15 million around there. So this is a big jump. And, Saudi's always been since the first show, they want names attached. Mm-hmm. Some that aren't even around anymore.
That might be the issue. And so, like, how much of it will be a variety show?
Thank you, Mark.
And one of the things that they didn't say yet is it still going to be 2 nights over there?
Mm-hmm. No, it's going to be a 12-hour show. That's what's going to be. It's going to feel like how our WrestleMania was back in New York.
So when they say Riyadh season, is that a time period?
I think it is, but I think it's more like events.
Yeah. Whenever I hear Riyadh season, I just think of that as a promotional saying, just amping their stuff up. Like, oh, this is Riyadh season. This is coming to Riyadh season. Like I don't think there's an actual season. No,
I didn't know if it was like a resort or a season. Okay.
Mm-hmm. No, it's not a resort.
Yeah.
So I was thinking like maybe a certain time of year. Okay. Mm-hmm. Never mind.
Nah. No, I just think it's marketing. I just think it's marketing. That's it. Like for any event that's coming down, that's going over there, it's Riyadh season.
So, quick Wikipedia search. It's a series of entertainment, cultural, and sporting events held in Saudi Arabia, capital of Riyadh. The event was introduced in 2019, and it's part of the larger Saudi Seasons initiative to support Saudi Vision 2030. To get more people there. Kind of the reason why they started WWE started.
Oh, so it's a multi-year project. It's Riyadh season.
So I guess like how tonight's fight is part of Riyadh season.
Okay.
Anytime they go over, so that.
I was wondering, like you got Crown Jewel in like between September and October, then you had other stuff in the beginning of the year, like when the hell is Riyadh season? But now you explained it. Okay.
Yes, very true, Mark.
It's definitely interesting. I don't know. Do you guys watch the press conference, or you just check out the pictures and the news source?
No, just the pictures. Because when I logged on, it was like stream starting now, and it was like 12:05. I'm like, I'm not waiting for you to gather up your viewers to log on and watch. So, like, I'll catch it whenever they say it.
Yeah, I missed it live. I missed it live, but I watched it afterwards.
I'm like, you saying you're gonna live at 12? Go live at 12.
Yeah, I just
3.
Yeah, I just saw the pictures. That was it, man. The pictures tells me everything.
Yeah,
it was 1,000 words.
As awkward as the pictures looked, is as awkward as that press conference was, and really makes me wonder how much of a press conference it really was. Because they didn't take questions really. Like it was more just like Joe Tessitore hosting the thing, and they didn't show anybody in the room. It was just the people on stage. That was it. Like it was very awkward all over. So it was like very much like we're gonna act like there's bells and whistles here for this announcement, but just nobody was like nobody showed really any emotion. Like Taker talked a little bit, but
I wonder how many superstars are gonna say they're injured or they can't make the trip over and all that stuff. Because with a regular Crown Jewel, there's a handful of wrestlers that just say no.
Yeah.
Now,
does the money talk then, or do they still hold to it? And I mean, I jokingly brought up when we were texting this week, how many superstars aren't going to be able to travel, because they can't do the international events like that.
Yeah. What's your thoughts about, like Saudi Arabia getting it? Like, do you feel bad for like the UK? Who's been like staunch supporters in history of WWE, who've been wanting a WrestleMania for like a long time, and they're not going to be the first international, country to get one.
I mean, they're all over. So you not being the first, oh well.
They will be mad. They're mad about that.
I'm sure. A lot of the backlash I'm seeing people talking about on this, and there's a lot of backlash that's coming off of it. But one of the pieces of backlash I'm seeing is this going to stop people from traveling to Mania? Like, is this the WrestleMania where you don't get people from 50 countries to be touted? Like, is this the one? Or does this make people say, like in the UK, that do deserve to have a Mania at some point? Maybe this is the test for that. Get the money from this to test to see how it works out, to see if they feel they could launch there. Which I think pay-per-view events in general that they've done over there, the clashes and things like that, prove that it can work. But do the people from the UK travel to Saudi Arabia? Does everybody in Europe travel? All over the world travel? How many Americans are going to travel over there for this event? It's been almost 42 years of WrestleManias. Everybody traveling to America or North America in general for WrestleMania. This is going to be the first test to see who travels to another country. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But the one thing I am going to like about it, a 10 a.m. start time for Mania or something like that. So, hey.
I agree. I do like that. I do like the earlier start time.
So, as a female traveling to Saudi Arabia, do you have to adhere to their customs?
Yes.
Oh, okay. See that.
So this is like when we've talked about the Olympics. You know, how people travel to other countries, you know, athletes travel and they don't pay attention. They think, you know, whether they're smoking weed or doing something that they shouldn't be doing in another country. Yeah, you have to adhere to what's going on there. You know, you don't get that protection by your own country. You know, like we've seen stories from athletes in other countries, you know, shit go down the wrong way. And
yeah, I saw, you know, saw on social media, they said the Wrestle 43 card if the Saudis had control of it. And let me read some of the card if they had their way. Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, The Rock versus Stone Cold, Bret Hart versus Goldberg, Batista versus Brock Lesnar, Kurt Angle versus John Cena, and Triple H versus Ric Flair.
Don't tempt Ric Flair. Please don't tempt Ric Flair.
I've seen them saying that I've seen people saying it hinged on having a main event of Rock versus Roman, or Rock versus Roman, or Rock versus Cody.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rumor I saw was Rock and Stone Cold are high on their list to appear.
See, you already
appear. They didn't say to wrestle. They said to appear.
Yeah.
That's via satellite, baby.
No, that's not via
satellite. No, you gotta get dirty.
Yeah.
Get dirty.
So Rock, Roman, Stone Cold guest referee would be my guess, but that's how VKM would have booked it at least.
Yeah, I think you're giving them too much say. Like for me, it's like you get the venue or you get the event, we get to say that. Now, if they're requesting wrestlers or question, like, nah, that's too much.
You know,
they do it every time, but still.
Yeah.
Before TKO, you know, happened, and we were talking about, you know, the sale, one of the things that came up was Saudi, you know, might have been buying WWE.
Yes.
And there was a lot of backlash on that. And I have a feeling that this type of investment that they're doing with, you know, because it seems like this boxing event tonight is, you know, heavily invested by WWE, TKO, UFC, and Riyadh season.
Yeah, that new business they announced a couple months ago.
Yeah, and they really haven't announced a whole lot more out of that. But, you know, to me, it seems, hey, we didn't buy you, but this was probably an agreement that, you know, we're going to be heavily investing in the company moving forward, you know, and
behind the scenes investing.
Yeah. You know, like it doesn't surprise me, you know. I did see somebody say, and I actually don't hate this idea, because right now, you know, WWE scrapped New Orleans for this year to go back to Vegas. And then they've also announced future that Indianapolis was supposed to get a Mania. So Saudi kind of jumped in even with those two currently in the running. So you still have those two, you know, that are future sites. And someone posted AEW should 100% run a big pay-per-view in New Orleans that weekend of Mania while they're in Riyadh, and just have like all the indie companies, you know, involved. Kind of like how you do it, how they do anyways, how everybody like travels to that site and hosts. I was like, that's not a bad idea.
No, it's not.
You know, like
you talk
do
about
something here in the States. Yeah. Like make it still a big weekend here, you know, and people that don't want to travel there, you know, it's still something for them to do.
And make it reasonably priced too.
So should we just get into my mush then?
All right, so let's get into the bushes then.
It ties in.
Yeah.
So
go ahead, Chris.
My mush of the week is TKO President Mark Shapiro. Well, his comment this week was, WWE is not where UFC is on tickets yields, and we have some work to do here. Vince McMahon was pricing tickets for families and wasn't fully focused on maximizing the opportunity. So how much have we complained about WWE ticket prices, including Mania? You know, and I think this Riyadh event will probably be the highest price tickets you ever see for WrestleMania or any event possibly of all time. You know, and we keep talking about how WWE events are getting more and more expensive, and it's better just to stay at home and watch the event because you get a better view instead of being in the the last row for still almost $150.
Mm-hmm.
AEW, on the other hand, to counter that, it's like they're coming here not this week, but the following week. They'll be in Pittsburgh. You can get seats for what we used to like to go to WWE whenever they were $25 a ticket. There's your family-friendly pricing. I think that's where AEW really needs to focus.
Yes.
Really get their marketing people behind and saying, hey, this is here. WWE's focusing on this market. Let's really go. I know their product necessarily isn't.
Yeah, you say family, but it's not a family.
Yeah.
It's a family show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just the saying, Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chris, if AEW is smart, they would focus on pricing.
Yeah.
They will focus on pricing, and then that's how you will win people back.
Market it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, because in tune too, also too, like with football, like like the Atlanta Falcons, they have the cheap concessions. Baltimore's doing the same thing this year too. The Ravens, they're doing the same thing. So could be a trend,
Well, somebody needs to offer it.
Yeah.
Someone will make money doing cheap entertainment.
Yes.
Not Bob. Not not Art.
I mean, I brought it up a couple weeks ago. I went to the Savannah Banana game here at PNC Park, and the tickets weren't bad. The tickets were reasonably priced. You get into the ballpark, though, that's a whole other story.
Yeah.
Of course.
Myself, I spent $90 in the ballpark that's not even taking in my ticket price. That was just what I spent inside the ballpark for food. My food alone was $30. And then I myself had 2 drinks, and I bought a couple other drinks for other people. So alone was $90, around $90 plus parking.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't buy any merch because that is what it is, but that was like WWE prices for the merch. So just it's you can get people in, but with family friendly pricing, which they did.
Mm-hmm.
But like to what you're saying, some of these arenas need to keep that going too.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So we'll see on that part, but I highly doubt it, though.
No.
Even if you didn't have reasonable food, if I got in cheap and you had, I wouldn't say the $4 is great that they're doing. Even if like halfway, you say $15 for $10 for something. If I paid a cheap amount to get in, I'll drop the 10 on food. I'll drop the 20 on food. When you get these, like you saying, $90 on what, probably 2 beers in a meal, that's out of hand.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when we went to what's the Brooklyn stadium that we went to?
Barclays
Center. Yeah. When we went there for, what was it? The first night was NXT.
Mm-hmm.
And like, we just got into New York, and it's like, we were like, we'll just eat there. And I just remember sticker shock when we got there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was the first arena that I had ever gone to that was like, these are prices now. Now that's everywhere. But like, that was crazy.
Yeah, they had to pay for that new arena at that time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Morris. Yeah, but I think Vince still I think Vince still had like loyalty to the family stuff, so he was trying to keep those prices down to keep the fans coming in. Then everything happened with him, and then somebody was like, "Hey, yeah, we taking off with these prices."
And TKO is doing exactly what I expected TKO to do.
Yes, you did say that.
I saw what they did with UFC, so they're doing exactly what what I saw them do with UFC. And they priced me out, and they made me lose my entertainment value in the UFC to where I hardly watch it anymore. And guess what they're doing with WWE for me? Like,
I am feeling the same way.
Yeah, it's just I haven't watched Raw and SmackDown in a couple weeks. I might have watched some highlights here or there. But like last night I did watch Worlds Collide. But like, and I want to watch the events just because it's something for us to do. Like I hate to get rid of that because it's like just the time that we get to hang out, and I don't want to eliminate that. But it's like, I'm not going to go to the events anymore. I'm not going to spend the money on the merch, but for you guys, please do head over to dumbmarkspod.com and click that WWE shop icon.
Help your boys out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just they're doing exactly what
You thought
what
they
I
were gonna do.
expected. Yeah.
Mhm. All right, Jason, Mush.
My 1B goes to some IWC guy. We were Tone Russap tweeted about Kevin Nash and Raquel giving Kevin Nash flowers about the turnaround of Raquel. And I just simply put in the comments, no, don't give Kevin Nash no type of credit. It's all about the timing.
Was it Steve?
No. he said it the week after, or he said it the week before Liv got injured. And,
Okay.
you see a turnaround. The turnaround is because she's no longer booked as second fiddle. She's booked as the main attraction in the group. She no longer has to eat the pin, so she can wrestle big. It's how she's booked. Stop giving her credit, or stop giving him credit. We're seeing Raquel. We seen in NXT. So the guy tried to tweet back like, "No, it's all him." She even credited to him, and he was like, "Kevin Nash he wrestled second fiddle to Hulk Hogan in WCW." I'm like, hold on, stop right there. And he came out of Formidable Big Man. I'm like, you're comparing Kevin Nash, former world champion, Kevin Nash, Creative Control, Kevin Nash, NWO, Booker, faction was booked to destroy, was booked to dominate, to the Judgment Day and Raquel, who was a joke every other month. You're trying to compare the two and saying that's like, no, get out of here. I didn't even want to argue back with the guy.
First thing I'd like to say, Jason in a Twitter war, never would have thought.
I typed it up. I typed the reply. I didn't even hit send.
Yeah, you can't win with logic. And
no. I just go by who had more likes on the post.
So you won.
What was that Sprite commercial? Congratulations on your meaningless win.
My 1A is the flag match on NXT.
Okay.
We had a flag match last week. We had a blindfold match. Where are we going with the men's division? It's leaps and bounds difference between the men's and women's.
It is.
What are we doing? To quote Steve, that was bad. Last week was bad. It was just entertaining because Lexis King was entertaining to me. But where are we going with this? Next week we'll have a contract on a pole match or scaffolding match.
Well, this week they'll be back at Full Sail. The following
back at Full Sail. Oh, so
yeah.
We got to have a plexiglass up and have have somebody go through the ramp.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
That was just my mush. It was just bad altogether.
I didn't see the match, but I saw the after with Tyler coming back, and
I didn't mind that.
Yeah.
I know he likes to retread storylines, but pick and choose. Pick good ones.
NXT is still 2.0 started it, but it's still 1995 WWE.
Mm-hmm. For the men.
Awful.
For the men, yes.
So let me get into my bushes because that's Jason's just leading me into my 1B, and that was Trick, DIY, and Mello.
Okay.
The segment was horrible. Absolutely horrible. On there, I didn't know who the heels or the faces were. Like, I had no idea because everybody was cheering everybody. Trick is supposed to be a heel. He's getting cheered. Last time I seen DIY, they were bad guys. They were getting cheered because, they're just back in NXT. So it was like, welcome back, welcome back. Mello comes out. Is Mello a face? Did he officially turn face? And then what's the beef between him and Trick? Like, is that settled? Like, yeah. I hated this dude for so long. You know what? I'm bringing my brother back out. Like, hold up, timeouts. We got to throw a challenge flag here or something. Like, when did y'all make up?
They're heels now. That's all that needs to happen.
But the thing is, he didn't. Mello came out and ran down Trick. And then oh, hold on, you can't talk. Now we're going to tag up. What?
Yeah.
You played heel face heel all in one segment.
It was like I didn't get it. It was just like you said, Jason. Like the men's division is so lost in the weeds. I have no idea what they're doing. Yeah. And if it wasn't for the women, and I'm talking about the women in a whole in all companies, I would not be watching wrestling at all.
Agreed.
Well, except for one person, and they'll come up in my Mount Rushmore a little bit later. But and then my 1A mush is Jey Uso. Who are you? What are you? What are you doing? You in your a face? You talking bad like on your brother and doing whatever? So you're a heel now? Like, what is he doing? He seemed like he's lost in the weeds too. I mean, I don't care for Jey Uso at all, but it's just like he is definitely lost.
He's one thing. That's it.
I don't know what happened, but when he was with Jay, those two can run back and forth on the mic. I mean, Jimmy carried it. Jay was,
of course,
decent. I don't know what happened on Monday. He was just 4 letters, 1 word guy. He's Yeet Jay.
That's all he is.
This guy, terrible. Get him off my mic.
And to me, he haven't been Jey Uso or relevant since he turned on Roman. That was the last time he was relevant to me. The last time. So I have no idea what's going on with him. Again, problems in the men's division. Up and down through every company.
All this for a moment. Because of an entrance.
Yes.
Side note, we say an entrance. I see them say if they don't start NXT off next week with Glorious, it's a fail. And I agree. We don't have that man show up with the best entrance in the game. That was
for sure.
But guess what? He could wrestle.
Yeah. I don't know now, but
yeah. No, now, but I'm telling you, like then.
I mean
the ones who I mean, the ones who got entrances now, they can't wrestle. Eat man, whoop that trick. They do it in the ring. All right.
I am probably going to tune in for Homecoming just to see what goes on with that.
I'm going to tune in for it. Definitely just to see what it is. More for the women than anything. All right. Well, those are our mushes. Let's get into our Mount Rushmores. Chris, Mount Rushmore.
All right, my Mount Rushmore for the week comes from Dynamite this week. I'm giving it to Tony Storm and Sky Blue's Philly Street Fight. Match entertained me other than a terrible table spot. And why do we always have to talk about a women's match that utilizes tables that they shouldn't utilize tables? Sky Blue tried to put Tony through the table and just nothing.
Maybe you got to gimmickle more. I don't know.
I don't know what they need to do.
That lifts a little bit more.
But it's like the match entertained me. It did its job. Was it a classic of classics? No, but it entertained me for the week.
I seen the stable gun on. Yeah, I'm not going back and watching this.
The stable gun was in it because I didn't watch that at all.
So
Tony bought it outright.
No, Sky Blue did. So she realized. Yeah. So I think even what made me enjoy the match even more was Denise Salsato, or however she pronounces her name, that she did a watch along, and it's like Sky like stapled Tony's butt first, like because Tony was like hanging in the ropes. Then she put her on, stapled the boobs, and then did the other one, and Denise Salsato goes, "Not the cooch." It's just like the first thing that went in my head was Joey Styles. It's the Coochie Carrata. Like that might even be the point of the callback, but like, other than that, like outside that really entertained me. But the match, it was fine. Like it entertained me for what it was, but again, not a classic, but it did the job. And I think this is it. I think Collision, then we're out of the ECW arena.
Okay.
Good, because I'm getting tired of seeing it. You know, if I don't see Sandman and then walk out, like I don't want to see the ECW arena anymore.
Yeah, I think they're in Canada this week for Dynamite, since this is the 3-hour Dynamite. And then they're here in Pittsburgh after that.
So how long did they run the ECW arena? 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
The 2, I think it was 3.
Maybe it was 3.
3.
Hey, let's just start doing that more. Stay in one city for a while.
I think that's the plan.
Yeah. You know, Pittsburgh just 1 week, but
Cuts down on travel costs.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Does it though? Because I mean, the talent's probably not staying there for the whole time.
Probably travel costs for production.
Production, maybe.
Yeah. That's enough. You know, they're independent contractors. They got their own money.
I'm worried about your travel and leisure.
Jason, Mount Rushmore.
You'll probably pick the one I chose overall, but so I'll go with NXT, the women's division, that 6-woman tag or the 3-team tag for the chance to fight Charlotte and Alexis. Like the women are killing it down there on every level. So see where they go with this. You know, Soul hit Ruka with this. Soul hit Ruka. Soul hit Zarya with the Soul Snatcher. So I want to see where this goes. If they eventually turn, split.
Finally, playing seats.
Yeah, I've been enjoying the tag team and their presentation, but just to see where this goes. And time to do something with Zarya. She's been the one that's there, one of the big names that's been there for too long and hasn't done much. So time to do something with her. And she's actually good, you know. Yeah,
She is. Yeah. I went back and watched the fight, the match, and it was good. Just like you said, very, very good.
I don't need my black women. I'm sorry.
Yeah, even last night, I was, whenever Lola was in that mixed tag match, just like, and they were showing like her and JC. It's like, I hope they just take the title off JC and put it on Lola.
What are you talking about? What are you talking? No, I'm not here for JC. I'm not here for JC slander.
like Lola's doing it.
Yes.
It's time to give her that run.
Big improvement.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she has improved a lot over them since she cashed in her contract and gives Roxanne and Lyra. Yeah, she really stepped her game up.
There are too many women down in NXT that I just wonder like why they're still down in NXT to an extent.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, like I think that, and then I go, but I don't want to see them brought up and lost on the main roster either.
Because they'll be made a tag team.
Like I don't want to see it like a Julia, for instance. We're gonna put a belt on her, but
I'm glad you said that because that's where I want to see it. I want to see them move up to that mid-card belt. You're doing nothing with those belts.
Yeah. Nothing.
Becky. Just talking with the belt. Resume check. That's it.
But I'll at least give them Becky at the moment. We'll see while there isn't a champ. You know, so at least Becky's like she's filling
quote
that
unquote
role.
champ. Yeah.
Yeah.
She did. I mean, if you use Becky as that person to elevate people, because she did elevate Lyra even more from the NXT. Because when from NXT, she elevated on NXT, and she came up to the main roster. She was like, she's just the bird lady. They brought Becky in, elevated her a little bit more. If they use Becky as that person, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
John Cena, open challenge.
You just got to find that next person to put it on that can hold it and be that person. Yeah.
Honestly, I would love to see Jordan get called up at some point and be that person and just let her kind of dominate with that belt for a bit.
You could have put it on Vicaire.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And she would have dominated with that too. I mean, things changed, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't expect stuff like that, you know,
Yeah.
to have to change things, but, you know, you alternate, you know, change course and just roll the punches.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris, I'm with you. I would like to see Jordan with it, especially since she's been being team player, you know, eating pins and all that stuff down at NXT. Like, you got to reward her.
Yeah, show who she really is now. Like once she gets on the main roster.
Mm-hmm. All right. My Mount Rushmore,
We know.
It's it's only one person. El Grande Americana, you know. Nope, it's 2 belts, Dirty Dom Mysterio. Come on, he's in the top 3 and he's definitely not 2 or 3. So, you know. And then right now with him having 2 belts, he's better than Roman ever was with 2 belts. So let's get that out the way right now.
Give him the L.
But to be serious, like the match was very good overall. I did go back.
We can't put that on screen, Ty.
But the match was good. I did like all the shenanigans with El Grande in there and everything. Judgment Day and Ray coming down, Dragon Lee coming down, and all that stuff. But
I hated the shenanigans part. I liked it. El Grande, but bringing out Ray and Dom, or bringing out Ray and
Dragon,
and Dragon, you're putting them in a no-win situation up against Dirty Dom. You know that Dirty Dom is getting cheered like crazy. You put him in a no-win situation, so you could have just had Grande Americano help out.
Mm-hmm.
Teddy Long needed to come out just be like, "We're having a tag team match, player,"
and that still would have played out, you know, with him and the Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
That starting with that. Yeah,
but go ahead.
No, I was just saying you put Ray in Dragon in a no-win situation.
Mm-hmm. But I did agree with y'all. What you said last week? I wish this was down in Mexico itself. Yeah, because the crowd, from what I saw, the crowd seemed a little dead.
Yeah,
you know, I'm not sure, but you know,
they were into some things, but
especially with it being the Mexican promotion and down there, you would have got the reaction you wanted to, like you did the last thing. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, after last week I wasn't putting the 2 and 2 together that it was in Vegas because of the boxing match.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
so it's like being there the night before. Just said it, like it made sense why they did it.
Mm-hmm.
But,
so
let's see what the match was good. Like overall, the card was okay to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't the event for the most part. Didn't love it. Like there wasn't anything that stood out to me specifically other than the main event that I could really talk about. And it really wasn't until the shenanigans happened that I really got really into it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like that's what really pulled me into the match was the shenanigans, and I enjoyed all of it, which is surprising because sometimes I really hate the shenanigans on it. But I loved Grande coming out.
Yeah,
really when he came out, it made me think like oh, like are they gonna maybe not do this to Dom and give it to Grande? And like I was going through that, but they made the right call last night.
The El Joker S.
yes.
I forget. I was probably watching Sami Zayn on SmackDown, and I passed out, so I had to watch bits and pieces of it this morning. I only got to watch like 3 matches, but I made sure to tune in and watch the main event. Yeah.
Chris, did you think it wasn't up to par because the event was too close to the last event? And you know how normally AAA do like just do events, not TV. So you think it's like WWE pushing, like they do, have more events on. So it didn't build up to what it should have been.
Not necessarily. I see where you're coming from on that for sure. Like, because it's AAA definitely is like New Japan, where that's all they have is events instead of like TV. And so you're going to have the monthly events no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think AAA just is getting WWEized, and it's just there wasn't any. It felt more like a WWE production last night than a AAA production.
It did. Mm-hmm.
So I think that had something to do with it.
Because for me, whenever Mr. Iguana pulled out his iguana and Finn pulled out, the demon puppet, I was like, I just saw this. I don't need a repeat of exactly what you did a couple weeks ago.
I enjoyed piecing pieces of that. Like when he came up in the ring by himself and I'm wrapping around his neck. I enjoyed those bits.
I like when he did the suicide dive through the ropes with the puppet. that was good.
It's bits and pieces, but it's like, now you're just pushing merch.
Again, head over to dumbmarkspod.com, click the WWE shop. Yeah, it definitely felt that way. Like with some of that was all about the merch, and I don't know. At least they didn't announce another event last night. I was kind of happy with that. Like I was afraid that
pump the brakes a little bit.
Yeah, but you have No Mercy in a couple weeks. Right now, there's no AAA involvement, but doesn't mean they can't. So you can do something there. I don't know what the next actual AAA event is. Like offhand, I'm sure there's something coming up. What then? Halloween Havoc's after that in October. There's plenty of stuff, with NXT at least the next few months that you can even like do all that. 100%.
All right. Any more Mount Rushmores? You have anything else? All right, let's jump into this game.
What do you got for us, Donald?
All right, we are doing a debate disc, and it is from the Sportsters, and they listed their top 25 wrestling belt designs. So we're just going to do the top 10. And they have number 1 being the WWF Winged Eagle, 2 WCW Big Gold, 3 WWF Intercontinental Championship, the original one. I mean, not the original one, the 80s one. 4 WWE Undisputed Championship. 5 the IWGP Heavyweight title. 6 the WCW US Championship. 7 WWF World Tag Team Championship from the 80s. 8 the NWA World TV Championship. 9 the AWA Heavyweight Championship, and 10 the WWF Big Eagle belt from the Attitude Era. Thoughts on the list?
Where's the network belt?
That wasn't even in the top 25, I bet.
No, that wasn't.
Okay.
Wasn't even close. I just wrote down to 15 on my list, just in case you guys said something and it was like there.
1 through 5, it's not my exact, but I'd say all those are in there.
Mm-hmm.
Did AEW make the list?
AEW did make the list. They were number 11 for their men's title.
The main belt, okay. I like that.
Yeah, the main belt.
Is Jeff Hardy title on that list?
No. And then for AEW too, their women's title, this new one they have now was number 14.
Okay, so
that's not bad.
Yeah.
But that was all for AEW, was just those two. Nothing else.
Yeah, I'd say 1 through 5 I'm cool with. Again, my placing might be a little different, but really 6 through 10, none of them are on there. $1 million title would be in my top 10.
Okay, yeah, that was in there. It was below 15 because I only got the 15 on here, but it was in there.
Yeah, so anything I mentioned here will be like 6 through 10. $1 million title.
Oh, no, number 13. $13 million title is 13.
TNA around like 2011 belt, their championship. That's one of my favorites too. That would be in there. The NWA World Championship.
Yes, that was number 15, 10 pounds of gold.
Okay. And then I'd probably go ECW, one of those versions, and then the ECW tag.
Okay. There was no ECW there, I remembered.
ECW, like the world title, like my favorite was actually one of my favorites. Like probably the Taz version where it was like mostly all blacked out. I really like that version of it. And then whenever the relaunch of ECW happened with WWE, they kind of did a blacked out and red look to it, and I really like the design on that too.
Okay. Yeah. For me, my top 5 will be different. Wing Eagles number 1, but I always consider WCW Big Gold as the world title, so I consider the weight of that to be bigger than the Wing Eagle. Don't know why, but I just do. But by design wise, Wing Eagle, Big Gold. My number 3 will actually be the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. Chris, you know I love the hell out of that title, like that belt for sure. 4 for me would have been the WWE World Tag Team titles from the Ruthless Aggression era.
Okay.
I like the way of how that was like slick, like almost took it back to like time. And my number 5 would have been the UK NXT title.
Yes.
I really
That's a good one too.
That was probably one of the most perfect like front plates ever made.
I forgot about that one. That's actually a really good one to add.
Yeah, but that would be my top 5.
Were the big goals the same belt through and through?
No. They had there was variations of it, but for the most part,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The difference were the gems in it too.
And then some of them were like there was like a thicker plate that Flair started with, and then it kind of got to like a real thin plate.
I'll put the Undisputed above the IC, and I'll take off New Japan and put the NXT belt, the current one, the current design.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to know where the original NXT title was.
The one with the NXT
Was there any? So Ty jokingly asked about the Divas Championship. Were there any besides AEW? Were there any other women titles on there?
Not that I see.
I like the women's title. Blaze held.
Oh, yeah, there was. I just remembered a TNA title. One of the Knockouts titles were. I think it was Jordan Grace had it. Not this variation, but the one before it.
The Impact version of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think that was it.
Was the Smoking Skull on there?
No.
No.
Mm-mm. No. Yeah. No. Like wrestling
personalized
belts. Like personalized belts were up there.
Okay.
Yeah. So no NWO. So you didn't get no NWO Big Gold. Just
that actually might. I mean, well, no, $1 Million Man. That would have been on there. That would have been the personalized one.
Right, yeah.
But that could almost be a list too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is what. You know.
NWO didn't count. You just add some spray paint. You gotta have actual plate design.
The Tommy Dreamer New York License Plate Hardcore Championship. The JBL Texas License Plate Hardcore Championship.
And I will say the strap will change some of these positions on the list for me.
From the buttons to the
straps on. No, if you just put different belt colors on them.
Oh, okay. Oh,
okay.
I got you. Like Warriors belts and stuff like
Yeah,
like that.
Because that
look like a white strap, huh?
Is that Intercontinental white strap, or is it just the design of the belt?
The design, the front plates. That's what they were going by. Just the front plates of it.
I see on the white belt. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like when they switched, especially like even with Cody, whenever he just made it the white version. Yeah, I like that variation of it. There's definitely a lot. Like Warrior had more of like the colored straps than anybody else did. I know Sean did it a couple times. Who was it? Goldust had one. He did the gold IC belt there for a bit.
Did you just say Cody bought back the white strap for the Intercontinental and won?
Yeah, he did that. Sean had, I think, the white strap too, didn't he, for a bit?
For Intercontinental?
Yeah.
Yes, he did. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there's definitely some variations in there that I agree. The strap helps.
Yeah.
Makes you think of that version than something else.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite, Jason, like for the variation of the straps?
Variation, I'd have to say the light blue winged eagle, but it's not beating the regular winged eagle. That
It's the regular black.
Yeah.
What? So you brought up the individual belts, like the Smoking Skull and stuff. What's your favorite version of those? Would Smoking Skull be number one, or something else?
I'd go with that.
Yeah, Smoking Skull was beautiful design.
I mean, the snake skin on the back really helped that too.
I didn't care much for the Brahma Bull one.
No.
Yeah, no.
They didn't really use it, but
how about his People's Champion belt now? What was good for its time was the spinner belt Cena had, in the beginning. It then got annoying. Yeah.
Once you put it on, once Edge had it, I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That should have been Cena's belt only.
That was it. And then they should have moved to something else whenever somebody else had it.
Yeah, like who was that? Batista that beat him? No, Batista beat Triple H. Who beat Cena for the title? Was it Edge first? Was he the first one to beat him?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Okay. So instead of doing that, they should have just brought back the Undisputed title.
Yes.
Like, I know there was a period there of not having it, but that should just came back then instead of keeping Edge getting the rated R spinner. And,
it didn't customly that becoming the main belt,
Yeah.
Once they stopped spinning the thing, and that just became the logo.
And that's whenever it became all about the march. Like they were already doing belts and stuff before that, but like that one specifically to me says like this is when we cared about making the belt march.
Good look at that. We come around full circle. Why did y'all get WrestleMania?
I'll never forget the thing with the spinner belt that really like stands out in my mind is whenever RVD beat Cena at One Night Stand, and then came out, on the relaunch of ECW that week, and Paul gave him the ECW title and said, you get this now instead, and RVD was like, no, I want to keep this one too. It spins. It was like... Oh, I don't even remember that time. Okay. I have to go back and check that out.
Wrestling historian down here.
Yeah.
Right?
Because again, that was at a point when I wasn't watching it either. So
and I can't remember what happened last night. So
all right. So leave us email and comments. What was your favorite title design in wrestling history?
Ty was Jeff Hardy TNA.
Do we have any quick hitters before we get out of here?
I got a couple if you guys want to go over something.
Yeah. We got time.
We got 4 minutes.
Got 4 minutes.
Wrestling Observer was reporting that WWE was asking the city of Boston for around $7 million to host John Cena's retirement match, and Boston was like, "No, we're good."
I did read up on that. Yeah, they said it was like a couple weeks before Christmas too, and they were like, "Yeah, we're not doing that."
Yeah,
It was like WWE out here pimping themselves out like that. Everybody, you get this for this.
Checks, right? One of the big talking points this week in the entertainment industry. The big talking point in the entertainment industry this week, and then found its way into wrestling because of it. Paramount's apparently interested in purchasing Warner Brothers.
Okay, that was what was on. Okay,
Interesting.
So yeah, so they're interested. I did see a counter story that said Warner Brothers is more open to selling to Amazon, Apple, or there was somebody else in there. So not sure how serious they're interested in selling to Paramount. I guess if these other players might be interested, how does this affect the wrestling world? Is what we're going to bring this into. Right now depends on what happens with HBO Max and what goes on with the networks. Apparently Warner Brothers was talking about next year they're planning on launching a TNT Sports app. So this is going to, I guess, be part of that split whenever it happens. So what happens with AEW? Does it stay on HBO or does it automatically just get pushed over to the TNT Sports app?
Okay.
So if this is where we're looking at, however the fallout is, we'll have to see what the future for AEW content is, where things fall with them whenever the actual merger happens.
So Warner Brothers leaving Max altogether?
What was that?
Warner Brothers would be leaving Max altogether?
Not sure exactly what's going to be happening.
Do you know off the top of your head what's the parent company? Is it Warner Brothers? Is it HBO? Because I don't know.
Warner Brothers Discovery is the parent company.
The parent company, okay. Yeah, so HBO's under that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So if Paramount would
just
purchase it, yeah,
they literally just merged.
Yeah. So many of these companies that are merging now, like the thing this year, I think the trend in business in general is these companies like unmerging.
Yeah, because that's happening with Heinz and Kraft.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. For all that time that they wanted to get together, they finally do it. And 10 years or 20 years, something later, they break it up.
Yeah. Because they feel it would be better to split it as two companies and run that way.
So one company could hold all the debt while the other one goes go off scot-free.
I am over the collab era.
I mean, Fox did it. They sold off 20th Century Fox to Disney, and just it's going to be interesting to see where that goes. So nothing done, but
if Warner goes to Paramount, man, that Paramount app is terrible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Agreed.
Terrible. No flow to it at all.
No. I don't even use it. I use mine through Prime.
Okay.
2 mergers in 6 years.
And if you really, Ty, like to your comment there, like if you really look back on it, look in the 90s. Like Time Warner purchasing Turner, then AOL purchasing it, and then all the shit that happened with WCW and after, and then there's even more there in the past 20 years. It's just crazy. But that's it for me. Anything else you guys had?
That was the one I had.
Yep. Nope, I didn't have anything. All right, we'll wrap it up. Thank you for watching and listening to episode 256, Desert Mania of the Dumb Marks Podcast. Hit us up on all of our social medias at Dumb Marks Pod. ProWrestlingTees.com/DumbMarksPod for the merch, and Surfshark. Go on dumbmarkspod.com, click the link, help your boys out, watch them wrestling for cheap. Yeah. And Chris, again with the WWE.
Keep it going on dumbmarkspod.com. Click that link for the WWE shop logo too. Help support your boys whenever you purchase some WWE merch too.
You might get a double dip from me. I need Surfshark in that La Primera shirt, so
we'll be hitting these next week too, just because of the events next week as well. So
all right, and we are going out with the quote of the day. And since it's Demon Slayer week for Infinity Castle that came up, this is a quote from the man up in the corner. Anytime me and my friends are talking anime around him and all that stuff, he always says, and I quote, "What is this? Some Hunter x Hunter Dragon Ball Z bullshit." And with that, tune in next week. Konnichiwa Kairi Zane, and always fuck the Dave Square.